Hi there, Rabbi. Out in the woods again.
You know, Joe, I'm here because it's going to be the end of civilization as we know it with this election.
Of course, and that is what both sides are saying. If the other guy wins, we're all doomed. And yet, we've had ample evidence over the years, decades, perhaps even centuries, that when the candidate we don't want wins the election, the country continues.
Joe, you're so wrong. I can't stress this enough. Even Costco is now selling, I don't know if you saw it, a 40, 50, 60-day supply of food for your family. It's freeze dried, it's prepared, it's a balanced diet, and they have it in these great buckets. So even Costco believes it's the end of civilization as we know it. And that's why I'm out here preparing my bunker. And I'm heading for Costco as soon as we hang up in order to purchase my 60-day supply.
Well, I hate to tell you, but a new administration will last at least 4 years. So you better buy a lot of buckets. But how do we see our way past this paranoia, for lack of a better term?
As a therapist, I just want to remind you of one of the sayings that we have in therapy when working with a patient. Joe, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. So I keep coming back to, I listen to one commercial for one party, it's the end of civilization as we know it. I listen to the ads for the other party, it's the end of civilization as we know it. I hope, but I don't believe this, I hope that many of you watching and listening realize that this is beyond hyperbole. This is to get our attention. This is to scare us so we vote for them. And I don't find it very helpful in terms of my making a decision.
Okay, so I want to know what happened to my positive, forward thinking, everything's going to be all right if we just keep faith in ourselves, rabbi that I used to know and love. Because you seem to be trotting down the path of follow me into the foxhole, guys, and pull the cover over your heads.
I'm hoping that those watching and listening realize that I'm not being sarcastic because this isn't sarcasm. I just want to point out the absurdity of falling for the political propaganda machine. And I think that is the danger, is falling for the propaganda machine and not sorting through who's the best candidate, whether it's for the school board, the county council, the homeowners association. Everyone resorts to scare tactics. Everyone creates paranoia to get themselves elected. And it's up to us as individuals to stop for a minute and say, wait a minute. Civilization as we know it is not going to end. Things are going to change. Culture changes. This is one of the problems we're seeing with the Supreme Court's current decisions. They want us to view the Constitution in the culture at the time it was written. And at that time, we had frontiers. The position of men and women and cooking and cleaning, everything was different. And to say that it's the end of civilization as we know it, all we're saying is that cultures change, times change. And the Supreme Court has to wake up and smell the coffee and realize that you can't take the Constitution and put it back. Just like you can't take the Bible and live it in biblical days. Because when the Bible was written, civilization was different. Cultures were different. It doesn't mean it was better, doesn't mean it was worse. Things evolve and change. We're going through another period now of adapting to, look at this. We're on Zoom. We're on TikTok. We have social media, things that never existed when I was growing up, things that never existed 10 years ago. So it would be impossible to try to make now then, and that actually would be harmful. And so, no, civilization as we know it is not coming to an end. because one political other party won. Nope, just be careful. Don't fall into the trap of the end of the world, the end of the known universe.
Okay, but I need something from you, Rabbi. I need a little glimmer of hope. What can we count on for sure that will save us in case if our candidate is not elected and the programs that we want are not enacted?
Political inertia will save us. Bureaucratic inertia will save us. You realize that change and adapting and policies take a very long time. So, because of this form of inertia, by the time things change, we'll have a new administration. And then we can start that slow process of change again.
Well, that sounds like a topic for another episode. So watch this channel. Thank you as always, Rabbi. You may be out in the woods, but you're not lost.
Bureaucratic inertia is going to save all of us, regardless of the new administration.